Welcome to Crazy Aries Crime Podcast. Committing crimes is what Aries does. Anyone's head can be on the chopping block. And I mean anyone. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. It's a work of fiction. I don't promote violence or harm to anyone in the real world. This podcast may contain violent content which may be too intense for some listeners, and it is intended for a mature audience. Now, you have been warned. This podcast will air bi-weekly for your listening ear. Enjoy Aries' adventures and her antics. Welcome back, you guys. This is the conclusion of Aries' Confession, Sarah, Part 2. On the last episode, Aries was visited by a spirit which instructed her to look up an old acquaintance by the name of Sarah Blue. She shared that her regret with Sarah was that she gave into peer pressure to fight her due to a lie. She wished that she would have stood up for Sarah because she knew the truth. She was visited by a spirit. She heard the voice, and the voice said, "Help, Sarah." Aries is a tough cookie, but that voice sent chills up and down her spine. She hadn't seen or heard from Sarah in years. Why would she? They weren't friends. Their only close encounter was due to a lie, courtesy of Stacy Graham. Hey girl. Aries played with a lot of things, but the spirit world, that's a no-no, because she grew up in the church. She didn't want no part of that, okay? Getting into present day. I searched social media on my hunt to find Sarah Blue. It's what I found on Sarah that made me buckle to my knees, child. It was a before and after picture. In the before picture, Sarah was stunning. Long sandy brown hair, gray eyes, caramel skin, hourglass figure with the boobs to match, boo. In the after pic, I felt like throwing up. Sarah looked disgusting. She looked like she had been run over by a dump truck. Black and blue, swollen eyes, matted hair looking like a diseased dog. Bruises all over her body. It had to take a monster for someone to do that to a human being. Now I understood why Sarah needed me. You guys, when I read the caption, I flipped. And I don't even know how to do somersaults. It read, "I am a nurse practitioner, well respected, but I had to take a leave of absence because my man shows me how much he loves me with his fists. I get beat up every day. He told me the more I allow him to beat me, it proves to him that I love him more and more each day."
Wait.
What did you say? What did you say?
What in the rat's hell, roach motel, burning house with ashes would make such an intelligent woman put up with some crap like that? I inboxed her a simple message. She needed to know that I was the Grim Reaper and the angel of redemption for her. I have disdain for men that put their hands on women. I have a taste for blood. His blood. I'm going to chop off his hands. Yes, I am. He would never, ever feel the touch of a woman again. That's number one. Then I'm going to castrate him and force feed him his jingle bell balls with a side order of applesauce. And once I mutilate his penis, he ain't gonna need it. He will need a catheter for the rest of his life. This fool will never have a clue that he's being followed to the bars, to the nightclubs, the grocery store, the art gallery, and his other women houses.
What?
And they all look like established women. Good for me though. Suspects. Nobody knows about me. You know what, ladies? A man's penis will always lead him down the rabbit hole. They say that a man's life force is in his nuts. Well, to Mr. Woman Beater, we gonna help him with that today. So I walked in the bar. No surprise, all eyes was on me because I looked delicious. Slurpy delicious. I took a seat next to my victim and ordered a Coca-Cola on the rocks. Cause Aries is not a drinker. So of course, he's eyeballing me, licking his lip, ready to feast on me. Cat and mouse games are for children. I didn't have time for that. I leaned in and whispered in his ear, I'm horny. Can you handle all this? He looked at me and said, you blunt. I said, is that a yes or a no? He said, it's a yes. I grabbed him by his arms and led him to his doom. Thankfully, I didn't kill him. That was my intent, but I decided to make him suffer the way he made Sarah suffer. He would eat through a straw, child. For the rest of his life. And pee through a catheter for the rest of his life. And be a bilateral amputee for the rest of his life. In hindsight, when I heard that voice tell me to help Sarah, it didn't come with no instructions. So I wondered at one point, did I go too far? But ever since I did the deed, I haven't heard that voice. So I'm led to believe that I did the right thing. What y'all think? Did you think I went too far? Or did I do the right thing for Sarah? Sarah and I will be having lunch later on today. She looks better. She looks healthier. And guess what? Miss Sarah went back to work, y'all. That's right. She getting her doctor on. She's been traumatized enough. So I did not even let her know that I saved her life again. You're welcome, Sarah. Did you enjoy this week's Crazy Aries Crime Podcast, where anyone's head can be on the chopping block? And if you would like to support this podcast, you can do so through Cash App at $RWeston252. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast, like it, share it, along with your thoughts on this episode. And dear hearts, keep it classy. Smooches. To listen to this podcast, you can go to Anchor.fm, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, and other sites where podcasts are available. Now, Crazy Aries is always on the prowl. So until we meet again, be safe.